Good morning. My mom and I are up here at the Bear Lake Trailhead in Rocky Mountain National Park. And this place is crazy right now. People everywhere. And this is the pre-5 a.m. crowd. These are the people that didn't want to get a reservation, so they showed up early. Official start time, 5:10. And we're making our way up the fire trail. And our destination today is Green Lake, which is tucked way back at the end of the Glacier Gorge. And it's a pretty long hike. I think the book says that it's 6 miles one way. So we're looking for every shortcut possible. That's why we started up at the Bear Lake Trailhead, so we could take it downhill at the beginning and save our legs a tiny little bit. And that's also why we're taking the fire trail up. And you knows you're getting closer to the end of the fire trail when you get up here to the nose rock. And in just under 55 minutes, we're merging with the main trail. So yeah, we just knocked out the fire trail section, and I'm glad about that. Next destination, Mills Lake, 0.6 of a mile. And then after that, we're gonna take it up to Black Lake, which is 2.8 miles from here. Wait for me. And we finally got the sunshine. And this should be a beautiful day. Clear skies. I'm just hoping that it's not too windy up there in the Glacier Gorge. We're getting pretty close to Mills Lake. Yeah, it's really not too much further past that trail split. And in an hour and 15 minutes, we've made it out to Mills Lake. And we're picking up a little bit of a breeze, so it might get windy back there at the end of the Glacier Gorge. It's like once you hit that next level, coming past Black Lake, it seems like the wind changes up there. So hopefully it's not too bad. And we can kind of see where we're heading, and it's way out there. That's going to be Pagoda Mountain. So Green Lake is going to be right here at the base of it somewhere. So we've got quite a ways to go. And the next destination along the way here is going to be Jewel Lake. And this is just past Mills Lake. And we spotted some elk just off the trail. I usually see a couple on the way up to Black Lake at some point. Hey, buddy. And this is a rough trail back here. Just real rocky. Weaves in and out of a lot of down trees and debris. And it has a lot of up and down. So we're not moving super fast, but we're moving. And I've never really noticed that waterfall down there. That's pretty epic. I have noticed this one before though. That's pretty awesome. My legs are just now starting to feel normal again. Up to this point, they felt like they were made out of lead. Just super heavy. Couldn't get my rhythm going. And I think my mistake was eating a half a bag of quadratinis at like 3 in the morning, which are these little sugar wafers. I just thought they were gonna taste good, which they did. But I don't think all that sugar did me any favors. So, I'll never be doing that again. And we're just about out to Ribbon Falls, which is one of the best hidden gem waterfalls in Rocky Mountain National Park. I think this one is highly underrated. And once you hit Ribbon Falls, you're just about up to Black Lake. And to my surprise, we've still got snow up here. Yeah, there's a lot of water coming down. It's really beautiful. And we finally got the sunshine. It takes quite a while for that sun to come up and over Storm Peak and Longs Peak. And in 2 hours and 55 minutes, we've made it out to Black Lake. And this next part is going to be quite a grind to get up on that upper level of Glacier Gorge. We got to take it up next to the water. Lots of water coming down. I feel like this is above average. But once we make it up there to the top, the terrain is going to change and it gets really pretty up there. And we're taking a quick 2-minute break on the way up to Glacier Gorge. And Black Lake is really pretty, but once you go beyond it, it gets even better. And this has taken longer than I had expected it to. And a lot of that's my fault. I'm not moving very fast. And I had to take a couple backpack breaks to get this thing off my shoulders. Yeah, I'm rolling heavy. And we're just under 10,900. Green Lake is up there at around 11,550. So I think we're looking at right around 650 more vertical feet up to the lake. And we can get that. We just got to grind it out. And this next little part along the rocks here is a little sketchy. But if you're having a hard time, you can always take it up a little higher on the rocks where it's a little safer. But I actually fell in the water right here one time. Yeah, this little spot right here is a tad bit tricky. But if you take it up a little higher right here, that's not too hard at all. And this trail isn't going to last much longer. It's going to peter out here in a moment. And then from that point on, we're going to have to route find it out to Green Lake, which is going to involve navigating watery spots, boulders, and bushes. Hiking over a bunch of sunflower seed shells that someone has been spitting out as they hike up this part. And I think those piss me off almost worse than anything. It's just so annoying to see a trail of sunflower seed shells. It's like, you know, you never eat those at home. You just feel like that since you're out in nature, you need to be eating nuts. Yeah, there's another one. Another one. Man, another one. It's like, do people not think that others look down at the trail to hike? And the trail has run out and we're in the maze. We're going to do our best to follow the cairns. I think this is going to be one right here. And then Green Lake should be tucked up right here, just to the left of the spearhead. And Chris and I had found the best way back. There was actually a tiny little trail when we were coming down from Pagoda Mountain. And if you can stay on that little path, it's not too terribly bad. The problem is just trying to stay on it. It's very difficult to follow. And I think I see it. We're going to continue on right over here, hook it around to the right, and then kind of work it up onto that shelf. And I do see a cairn up there. It is so beautiful up here. Lots of little hidden ponds, hidden waterfalls. Yeah, it's just amazing. Hey, little buddy. I just passed by another cairn, and we're just going to keep working it up. Yeah, don't slip and fall off that rock. Lots of cairns up here. And it looks like someone just sprinkled boulders all over the place. We're just going to keep following the cairns and picking the path of least resistance. And then sooner or later, we should end up at Green Lake. We're just a little over a half mile out from Green Lake. We just need to keep fighting our way over there. It looks like we're hitting another nasty section right here. And then over here more to the west, you've got the spearhead on the left. McHenry's Peak on the right, and then Frozen Lake is tucked up there in between the two. And you can actually see the Stone Man up there on Stone Man Pass. And this is looking back at where we come from. Way down there somewhere. And then that peak to the left is Thatch Top. The ones in the background are the Mummies. And then way down there on the end on the right is Half Mountain. And this is where we're heading. Right up there is going to be Pagoda. And then I believe Green Lake is right up here on this shelf. It's about 9:25, so we've been out here hiking for 4 hours and 15 minutes. But we're getting close. The destination is in sight. Looking at about 3/10 of a mile with about a 300-foot gain. So we can't give up now. We need to keep pushing on. And we just hit this nice little boulder field up here. We're taking it across. And it looks like this thing is going to be a little more difficult at the very end. Whoa! All right, it looks like we've made it through the boulders and we're back on the grass here for a while. Looking at about 200 more vertical feet up to Green Lake. And the end of this just slopes right on up. It's boiling down to how bad do we want it? How bad do we want it? And we're going to continue on straight, pass by the waterfall on the left, and then take it up that little green slope with the rocks. And then we should be at the water. Oh, geez. All right, guys. Home stretch. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. And it's all dug out through here. This is the way. All right, and we've made it. Green Lake. It's just now 10:05, so that took us 4 hours and 55 minutes. This is beautiful up here. Amazing. I'm just hiking around the lake. We're looking for a good spot. And this is the view from our spot. Unbelievable lake up here. This is awesome. And then right above us up there, that's going to be Keyboard of the Winds and Pagoda Mountain. And then right over here, maybe 500 feet away, just to the south, is Italy Lake. All right, we're going to toast to getting Green Lake. Boom, got it. And we named that rock out there Half Mountain Rock, because it kind of looks like Half Mountain, how it's like sloped on one side and then it just drops straight off on the other side. My mom's gearing up, putting her shoes back on, because we were dipping our feet in the water there, which was freaking ice cold. I mean, like as soon as you dipped your feet in it, it hurt. It was that cold. But we're getting ready to hike it on over to Italy Lake. And like I said, it shouldn't be that far, maybe 500 feet away. we left our backpacks and hiking poles at the chill spot, and we're gonna walk on over to Italy Lake real quick. Hopefully it's not that far. And we're taking it around Green Lake. Oh man, I think I just inhaled a bug. And this Italy Lake was a little further out than I had expected it to be. We're taking it up these rocks here, and hopefully we'll get a view of it on the other side. And there it is down there, the partially frozen Italy Lake. Here it is, Italy Lake. And I believe this is named Italy Lake because it has the same general shape as the country of Italy. And I'm going to be honest, this is probably as close to Italy as I'm going to get. And this is awesome back here. We're at the very end of the Glacier Gorge. There's really nowhere else you can go. You just run into Pagoda Mountain and Chief's Head Peak. And then that big tall thing right there in front of me is the Spearhead. It's a beautiful day too. Perfect weather. I mean, we've got some clouds rolling in, but I don't think they're anything that we have to worry about. And then right here to the north of Italy Lake is going to be Green Lake. And we can see our backpacks down there. Beautiful shot. And then right over here to the west of Green Lake and Italy Lake is this little unnamed one. Yeah, I think we should name that either Silver Lake or Bronze Lake, keeping the theme of the colored lakes up here. It was a little rocky getting over to Italy Lake, but it's really short. And the bugs along here are atrocious. It's about 11:30, and we've been up here at Green Lake and Italy Lake for almost an hour and a half, but we've got a long hike back. I think we're looking at a minimum 3.5 hours. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. All right, let's do it. Let's take it on back. And we're gonna follow the same path down that we took up. And that's looking back at where we've got to go. And you can see Mills Lake way the heck down there. Way, way, way down there. My goodness. And this is a cool little waterfall. I think it deserves a name. This part of Rocky Mountain National Park is so amazing. It's awesome up here. It's just hard to get to. The only thing we're going to do different on this descent route is we're going to avoid that little rock slide right there. We're going to stay more to my left and on the grass. We got some nice clouds building up to the west. They're slightly concerning, but there's not a lot that we can do about them. We just need to keep moving. Yeah, coming down this way is a lot easier than how we went up. Yeah, you want to stay to the west of that rock slide up there. And yeah, taking it through the rocks, that was my fault. I thought that was going to be a better way, and that cost us a little extra juice to do that. And years and years and years ago, probably like 10 to 12 years ago, my mom and I had hiked up here, and she stayed down here under these rocks somewhere while I ran up to Green Lake. And that was a long time ago. That was before I even knew what YouTube was. So props to her. She's getting better at hiking, because way back then she wasn't able to do it, but today she was. Well, dang, that cloud's getting pretty dark and it's headed right for us. So we better get to stepping. It's starting to sprinkle on us a little bit, but we're just about ready to hit the big drop that leads back down to Black Lake. And once we're back in the trees, we should be relatively safe. And this was an epic hike. I would give our ascent route probably a C, because I did take us kind of through the rocks when it was not necessary. However, I would give our descent route an A. That sky is rumbling and grumbling up there. We're getting a few drops of rain coming down. However, we do now have eyes on Black Lake, and it shouldn't take very long at all to get back down there. Oh yeah, you guys hear that thunder? Ooh. I think God just bowled a strike. Oh, hell no. It's hailing on us. This better not dent my car. Yeah, the sky to the north doesn't look bad at all. It's probably not even raining at the trailhead. I think this weather is centralized around Long's Peak. And just like that, we're back in the sunshine. And it looks like it barely even rained down here. It's pretty dry. We're stopping for a quick break right here at the waterfall. And I'm just guessing, but I think we've got roughly 3.5 miles back to the trailhead. So this thing isn't over by a long shot. And it looks like wave 2 of the thunderclouds have rolled in. We can hear it booming above us. But hopefully we can get out of here without getting dumped on again. And we're kind of stuck for the moment. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elk right here on the trail. I'd say they're maybe 25 feet in front of me. We got a little baby too. Little baby elk. Come on, girls, move it. There you go. Moving on through. Moving on through. Ugh. Ooh, there's 2 babies. 3 babies. That one right there is the problem. She's like 1 foot off the trail, and we can't go that way. So we're gonna pick our way through these rocks. And this will work. This will work. And a quick shout out to John, Ben, and Sam. They recognized us as we were coming down trying to avoid the elk. We made it back to the bridges. We already passed over Lloyd and Jeff, and we're walking across Bow right now. And we've been hiking back down for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and we finally made it to the north side of Mills Lake. And that's looking back at where we've come from. And look how far back Pagoda Mountain is. And we were pretty much at the base of that thing. Yeah, we were way out there. All right, and we're back. Bear Lake Trailhead. It's just now 3:25 in the afternoon. So that took 3 hours and 55 minutes to make it back. Took us 4 hours and 55 minutes to get out there this morning. And that was a heck of a hike. I think we're looking at well over 11 total miles with well over a 2,500 foot elevation gain. All right, Green Lake. Boom, got it. Well, we hope you enjoyed that hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace.